Welcome to Mission Sonlight from the Media Missionaries of Network 7 Media Center and the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division, also known as SID.
SID comprises of 23 countries in Southern Africa and the islands in the Indian Ocean and 3 islands on the Atlantic Ocean. That's the 23.
This division adopted an initiative to tell the world that extends a targeted evangelism focus through the year 2030. The campaign in South Africa, a comparatively better off region on the continent, saw exciting results.
Cape Town received the highest share of those crusades. They were open to us. We went there, and in 1 year, the Lord gave us over 2,000 souls.
Next, evangelistic campaigns were held across the Central African country of Zambia. Additionally, 2 online Zoom meetings focused there had 40,000 people watching and hearing the truth as it is in Jesus.
The baptisms continued, such that by the end of 2024, last year, we had already baptized over 133,000 just from Zambia. And so we have seen that when we pray together, when we work together and we are united, God can do great things for us.
Dr. Akambwa reminds us of the importance of keeping a humble perspective in mind as God brings evangelistic success.
Evangelism is caught and not taught. If you don't go and implement, nothing happens. And so from Zambia, the amazing thing is, those that went to Zambia from other unions, when they got back to their territories, the same spirit of evangelism spread to the extent that in the year 2024, God humbled us. We baptized in SID alone a total of 368,000.
The Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division is looking forward even more to continue to receive the blessings from heaven.
We are moving on. This is 2025, and already all roads are leading to the islands in the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean Union, which headquartered in Madagascar, in Tanana River, but you have Mauritius, you have Seychelles, you have La Réunion, and that's where we are going. Already, we have over 7,000 sites from which we will be preaching, and the excitement is very high.
Leadership in places like Zambia are not depending totally on large traditional campaigns. This 13th Sabbath will tell you about perhaps the most unique center of influence that has ever been conceived.
This 13th Sabbath, we're bringing you to the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division, where you often think of the beautiful landscapes and the wild animals on the safari. But this 13th Sabbath, we're bringing you to a unique project on a lake where a center of influence will float.
We're talking about a great series of lakes in the heart of Southern Africa. North America has Great Lakes, and so does the African continent.
Of the least entered places in the Northern Zambia Union Conference, which is the largest union in the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division, is the northern part of that union, where you have the Great Lakes in Zambia. We have Lake Mweru, we have Lake Bangweulu, we have Lake Tanganyika, and several swamps. And so it poses a challenge for us to be able to reach out to where the people are, especially those who, water people love their water.
This water transportation project will be more than ferrying pastors and church volunteers, as the church will offer much-needed safe transportation across the lake to the occupied islands and villages, where more than 100,000 people live and work. During transport, which takes several hours across this great lake of Bangweulu, sailing evangelists will share the gospel in word and song on the Morning Star 2, hearkening back to the paddle boat used by Willie White and Mother Ellen as he pioneered the work in the southern United States. This isn't the only story to share in the SID. We'll visit Riverside Farm Institute, the leading supporting ministry of the Adventist Church's lay-driven ASI efforts across Africa. 13th Sabbath projects are also taking place in the Southern Zambia and Southern Africa unions.
We want to start a center of influence called the Lighthouse, focusing on the new start, a principle using healthy principles to penetrate the area, because we've got so many Hindus, we've got Muslims, and also African religion. It's a place about how many people? About 23 or 24,000 people, but no Adventist presence.
But in addition to that, in their interaction with the South African police services, they have discovered that there's a lot of gender-based violence in that area, affluent though it may be. Of course, when it happens in affluent areas, you don't see it in the streets. It doesn't always make the headlines, but we've discovered that that's an issue. And so the partnership they plan to have with the South African police services in finding ways of preventing and responding to and assisting families that are experiencing gender-based violence, it's part of what the Center of Influence is going to do.
The economic disparity of those living across the SID is often an everyday challenge to evangelism, because we first must mingle sympathetically with the people, meeting needs and winning confidences. This, however, is not the only challenge to be answered.
As long as we are this side of eternity, the challenges will be there. One of them is the rise of the incidence of offshoots. They entrench themselves in one part of the territory, and it takes time to counter their influence. And we would like to ask that the World Church can support us in our prayer. We encounter them, we talk to them.
As we conclude this overview of the work in SID, President Akambwa reminds us that this work is really a continuation of the work started by the early church pioneers, a work that we can each one claim as our own to see through to the finish.
The work in Zambia and elsewhere was not started by the indigenous people. Where I come from in Zambia, the western part of Zambia, the work there was started by an American by the name of Conmaker. And then we had Anderson, who took the Advent message to Southern Africa. And so, in supporting the work that is there, it's actually supporting your own work which you started.
Pastor Akambwa speaks of the importance of supporting the work away from us, and it will grow exponentially the work near to us.
There is a powerful statement by Ellen White where she says, when we support the work out there, it is in the providence of God that when we bless there, we also bless the work here. The spirit of giving that leads us to bless the work there is going to rebound in blessing the work where we are. In 1985, the work of publishing in Zambia was facing closure, and it was impossible to bring in books. An appeal was made to the World Church to support us so that we could begin printing books from Zambia. I know this because I started as a literature evangelist, and we were the people that were facing that challenge. The World Church cooperated, we built a publishing house, and today I want to thank God. The publishing work in Zambia is the strongest in our division.
So to everybody in the World Church who's contributing to the 13th Sabbath offering, that is going to contribute to the project in Mhlanga, thank you very much. We appreciate your work, and may God richly bless you, not just for giving to us, but for giving to other places of the world as well.
We want to thank you and to appeal to you that give as the Lord blesses you, and we are happy to receive that blessing, and we are praying. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your giving, and may God bless you all the more.
On Sabbath, September 27th, 2025, you will have the opportunity to give to the work here in the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division. What will you prayerfully plan for that special offering? From the Network 7 Media Missionaries in the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division, this is Mission Sonlight.